Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 11, The Face of Doom. This is actually a pretty dope cover. I like the cover design of this by Mike Zeck. My only complaint here is if you take a notice, there's only one X-Men, it's Professor Xavier. So in terms of the audience that Doom has amassed here, it's not exactly representative of Marvel's line. There's also the new Spider-Woman, right, which isn't exactly a well-known character at this point. Kind of an interesting choice of characters for the cover. But anyway, this is the second to last issue. We're almost there. We have a great opening page right here, kind of a shock and awe. You see Doom with his face fully rejuvenated. Handsome man. Very good illustration by Mike Zeck here with great inks by John Batty. But yeah, written by Jim Shooter, blah, 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 blah. Let's get into it. So Doom has essentially become the ultimate power in the universe. And at this point, the Marvel superheroes don't really know what to do. They're kind of sitting there like in awestruck. Obviously, this is not the Doom that they're used to. And the villains are far away in the background, having escaped the burning building from before. And they're kind of pissed off because they have the feeling that Doom has just betrayed them. And then you get a nice little short dialogue here between Absorbing Man and Titania. Titania's ass still hurts from Spider-Man spanking on her. And Molecule Man kind of goes on a rant right here and decides, you know what, screw this. He takes a piece of the crust and launches the Marvel superheroes into the atmosphere and goes off to face and confront Doom. And Doom basically takes his face and shows him the rainbow and kind of shows him basically all the universe and all the possibilities are limitless now to Doom. And he unlocks the psychological blocks that have been sort of mental flaws that have been messing with Molecule Man the entire time. And now Molecule Man is kind of OP to say the least. So the villains kind of gather around Molecule Man. He becomes their leader, and he decides to float them off somewhere else. The Marvel heroes are able to recover. They get back to the remains of Doom Base, and you get a nice little recap by Jim Shooter here. This is kind of the classic Jim Shooter catch-up, which is actually pretty good right here. Very interesting. He kind of paces his catch-up in the middle of the stories in Secret Wars. It's actually very fascinating. For the most part, it's also kind of shows you how dedicated Jim Shooter is to his style of storytelling. This is the 11th issue of a 12-issue miniseries, and he's still doing a catch-up section. But anyway, they all kind of are trying to figure out what the hell is going on and what the hell they should do with Doom. Meanwhile, the villains, and this scene is really weird, the villains go to the suburb of Denver that was sucked up in this planet that the Beyonder created. I have this weird feeling. I wonder, did Jim Shooter have, did he, make friends with, the owner of Mile High Comics or something? It's just I'll use Boulder, Colorado. Ha, 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 ha. So he goes, they're all kind of talking smack and trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And for the most part, Molecule Man is kind of you know what, screw this. I'm going to take this piece of Earth now that I'm freaking super OP, and I'm just going to, head back to Earth and leave all of this mess behind. Kind of the first one that was kind of why didn't I do this before, right? It's actually kind of funny. Mr. Fantastic actually remarks that it's oh, don't worry about that. I can do that too if we wanted to leave. It's one of those moments where well, Mr. Fantastic, if we could leave this whole time, why didn't we just fucking go? It's kind of okay. There's a couple plot holes in this issue that I'll point out. We have a scene of Colossus still lusting after Cat Alien Girl. And then we have another interesting thing is Spider-Woman is from that Denver town, so she's kind of got some skin in the game, so to speak, and it kind of bugs her about what Molecule Man did. We got another scene where a Flash hits the Hulk. He starts sleepwalking. Spider-Woman kind of confronts the Hulk in the hallway. She finds out he's not under control, and you have this kind of interesting body posed by Spider-Woman to sort of stop Hulk. Up until he basically transfers his possession to her, and then she walks over to here, and then right up until she meets the head of the Claw, she gets flashed by something, and then the rest of the heroes come, and you get this kind of ominous You are summoned to the Tower of Doom at dusk tomorrow. It's almost like questing in a video game at this point. So they all end up at this monstrous tower. They meet up with Doom, and in the meantime, Colossus kind of escapes to go get some Poo-Tang from Alien Girl, and Wolverine and Nightcrawler are like, oh, that dirty, dirty bastard. I wonder at this point in this miniseries if Chris Claremont was basically screaming at Jim Shooter, like, what are you giving me at the end of this? So the all of our heroes gather up. They head over to Doom's new tower. Doom essentially explains to him that he no longer desires, domination and evil. He's got other things in mind, mainly battling Mephisto and kind of righting all his wrong. He even revives Kang the Conqueror and sends him away, which is sort of interesting. Most of the heroes don't believe it, obviously, and as they're about to leave, because Doom kind of gives them an ultimatum to think about, what you want to do, they've noticed that Spider-Woman's missing, so Captain America kind of sneaks in, and you get a very interesting scene right here with Doom and Captain America. Doom's basically lounging right here, drinking something while he's chilling. And you kind of go back and forth, and Jim Shooter actually, in 3 panels, humanizes Doom really well. And it's actually pretty fascinating in a way. Claw gets trapped by Spider-Woman, who transfers her possession to him. And then Captain America, after a couple, a little bit back and forth between the two, regarding Doom's sort of new state of mind, he walks off. Doom has sort of a worrying face right here that... what he said isn't going to matter much at all, which we'll find out kind of true. And they head back, and Colossus is busy sucking on some alien face, and he gets called back by Professor X. They all have a round table, and basically Captain America explains himself, saying, you know what, if the circumstances were any different, I would probably be helping Doom. But in this case, there's just something up right here, and I just can't trust him. And for the most part, Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four pretty much agree. The Avengers are on his side. Spider-Man and Spider-Woman are there. Hulk is with it. And for the most part, the X-Men, you got a really interesting part right here with Storm kind of saying, I speak for myself, by the way, but I agree. Kind of interesting. You can see some of the future conflict between Professor X and the X-Men going on here. I don't know necessarily if Shooter was taking that off his notes from what Chris was trying to do, because Chris does take advantage of this in the issues that precede Secret Wars. But yeah, last one to really agree is Colossus. That's because he's just thinking about alien Poo-Tang right now, but he eventually agrees, and then Doom basically destroys them all. It's a pretty... It's an interesting, and oh, by the way, I wanted to mention what the plot hole here is. If you take a notice, there's Captain Marvel. She's back. But if you look back on when she was last discovered, she was still essentially a hologram in this sort of short sequential with Spider-Woman. And then it's never really explained by Doom or Captain America how Captain Marvel became unfrozen. So it's sort of interesting. She just sort of came back right there. Otherwise, the issue is essentially a build-up issue, and for the most part, it's still kind of cool, some interesting art, but you can tell it's kind of building up suspense and catching everyone up for the last, double-sized issue at the end, which is the final issue of Secret Wars. So, that's the review. Let's get to the art. So, this one right here, I kind of really liked that scene with Spider-Woman. So I was kind of thinking about it, and, I kind of don't mind Spider-Woman's costume, mainly because she's one of the few, her and the original Spider-Woman are one of the few characters that you kind of see in more interesting poses, right, with a skin-tight costume. Kind of makes it very easy to make Spider-Woman look really sexy. So I kind of wanted to mess with the whole hanging upside down, kind of looking at Hulk, trying to figure out, hey, what's going on right here? And then she senses something, and then I kind of left his eyes open right there to show possession. She webs them, and I kind of messed with it because it's yeah, Spider-Woman's not going to stop the Hulk, so you're coming along for the ride, lady. Those are pretty okay pencils, kind of fast, obviously no backgrounds, but I was kind of going with it. I think I could have done the head a lot better. This head is, I think, wrong form. I think like the cheeks got to go up right there. Otherwise, it was a lot of fun, and for the most part, I was kind of trying to just do a more storytelling type of sequential. But anyhow, that's the review. Let me know what you think. If you like the review, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. If you got any comments about Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 11 or my art, leave it down below, and I will see you next time.